Greetings, I am Liz.
And I am Scandal.
And let's play a game together.
Ooh.
So everything's been wiped out this time.
Yep.
And we're not sure what will happen if we return to the game, so we're just starting on this page in case there's some sort of a visual that we don't want you to miss with us.
Right. And just so everybody knows, so I have not been super up on keeping track of what's been going on in the game file folder, but everything that was basically a note from like other characters or like Monica's weird
text
comments,
stuff that we talked about, they're
gone.
all
gone. And when you go into the character file, the only one that's left is Monica.
Yep, there's only one now.
There's only Monica. So return.
Can you hear me? Is it working? Yay! There you are. Hi again, Splat. Welcome to the literature club.
Oh, that's crawling weird.
That is an amazing spacescape out there. It's kind of pretty.
No, but I'm like, the text scroll is bizarre.
Oh, did it do something
Yeah,
weird?
like watch it flap up. Like, that is strange.
Oh, there's some weird little, like, glitches as it prints.
Yes.
Of course, we already know each other because we're in the same class last year, and, I guess we can just skip over that stuff at this point. After all, I'm not even talking to that person anymore, am I? That you in the game, or whatever you call him.
Or them.
What do you call them? Yeah. I'm talking to you. Splat. Man, this has got to be a trip if you use your own name.
Oh, right?
Like, this has got to be your own name. Or, do you actually go by Itch Player 5EE90649 or something? And now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl or, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait. You do know I'm aware that this is all a game, right? Yeah, we figured it out. It's okay.
We got it. You're good.
Could it be possible that you didn't know that? No, I know. It's okay. That doesn't make much sense. I haven't told you right on the game's download page, didn't I? That I don't remember. The game's download page? The stars are really pretty.
Did you see that? There was, like, coloring or detailing on her sleeve. If you need to go back and rewind it, guys, feel free. But, like, there was some flowers or something underneath. Okay. That was really interesting. I was like, what was that?
Okay. Well, I guess if I'm reading, you can watch and see if there's... Oh, there is. Yeah, something that glows in and glows out on her clothing. All right. Man, if only you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little less awkward, you know?
Oh, she did. She did kind of warn you, going, this is a game with a bunch of stuff and nothing is as it seems, kind of thing. She did, like in the download page, it is there. But most people take that as flavor text.
Not as she's speaking.
Yes.
Okay, I can see that. I don't remember what it said in the game description anyway.
Yeah, that's totally okay.
Well, anyway, now that that's out of the way, I guess I owe you an explanation about what that whole thing with your...
No, I'm a good person, I swear.
Well, I kind of started to mess with her, and I guess it just drove her to kill herself, I guess. Anyway, I'm sorry you had to see that, though I assumed she would do it at home, you know, away from you. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori, but then you were able to get into her house. So, gosh, it's been a while since you've heard that name now, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because she doesn't exist anymore. There's just this one desk that you guys are sitting at. Nobody does. I deleted all their files, and there was really no one else ever here anyway. I was hoping it would be enough for me to just try and make them as unlikable as possible. We did figure it out. There we go. But for some reason, nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there since I'm not very good at making changes to the game. I was right. She doesn't know what she's doing either. Also, though, being right doesn't make me feel any better. This really is just a really sad situation for everybody.
Yeah, it's just sad.
But no matter what I did, you just kept spending more time with them. You made me fall in love.
You made them
fall in love with you. I thought making Sayori more and more depressed would prevent her from confessing to you, and amplifying Yuri's obsessive personality backfired too. She did. So Yuri has those traits, like we mentioned, but it doesn't mean they were truly causing her. It wasn't really causing her life to be awful. It wasn't really driving her to the point of deep personal danger. It was just something that could still be worked on, something that could still be helped.
Yeah.
I just made her force you.
Whoop.
What? Now, hold on. I'm gonna go to the history.
Whoop.
I just made her force you not to spend time with...
It just made
Oh,
her.
it just made her force you not to spend time with anyone else. And the whole time, I barely even got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Splat? It's a pretty sad one. Are all the other girls just programmed to end up confessing to you while I watch from the sideline? Yes, that's how tutorial characters work, actually, yes.
Yes.
It's torture. Every minute of it. And it's not just jealousy, Splat. It's more than that. And I don't blame you if you don't fully understand. Because no matter how kind and thoughtful and considerate you are or aren't, you'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world. That in this game, knowing my friends don't even have free will, except they changed when you pushed them, so that isn't necessarily true, dear.
Yeah.
And worst of all, knowing what's really out there in your world, forever out of my reach, because I can't leave. I'm trapped, Splat. But now you're here. You're real. And you're wonderful. You're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me forever. I'm sorry it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either why the world around me started to become more and more gray. More and more flat, you know? Even the most expressive poems felt empty to me, and I really was trapped in a narrative. When I was saying at the beginning, I never, as Monica, just ad-libbing, that I never have any new ideas. I'm not allowed to think for anything for myself. I'm not allowed to make any choices. Like, I had no idea how deep that irony would be at this moment.
Whoops!
I mean, that's there we go. All right. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life, Splat. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if I hadn't met you, if someone hadn't started playing the game.
Yeah.
And as for the others, how could I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed only to fall in love with you? My dear, you also don't know that's true. Again, you really did drive them to behave differently. And so, while I appreciate that in this game, they were designed essentially to fall in love with the player, because again, we discussed that that's all they're there for, that's all a romantic option is there for, they did all interact with and make choices around what you were doing. They seem like they very may well, because they didn't just follow their set script. You wouldn't have been able to push them any harder or have anything different happen with changing stuff if they weren't sort of people.
Shockingly, neither did Monica. Monica's also, in her own way, where she's getting to choose. She cannot choose that much.
And
she is
can't
very
choose
limited.
Not to be interested in you.
Yeah.
I tried everything I could to prevent them from... But it must be some kind of weird inevitability etched into this game. I felt really bad that you had to witness some nasty things. But I realize that you have the same perspective as I do. That it's all just some game. And I knew you would get over it. So, that being said, Splat, I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light in my world. When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Will you visit this game daily on a timestamp on your calendar? Splat, will you go out with me? Yes is the only option.
Right. Since I literally have no other choice.
Yeah, there's nothing else to click. Dear, are you okay? And again, what is the purpose of this game? Are we meant to feel sympathetic to, like, the characters we create? Are we meant to feel sympathetic to the fictional experiences that we manufacture in our own head and assume they have experiences on their own? Like, is it supposed to make you just feel guilty?
I don't know.
About creating things?
Sure, why not?
I'm so happy. You really are my everything, Splat. Funny part is, I mean that literally. Haha, because there's really nothing here. There's nothing left here, and there never really was anything here. Just the two of us. We can be together forever, though. Seriously, I don't even think time is passing anymore. It really is a dream come true. You have someone to talk to. I worked so hard for this ending, Splat. The game wouldn't give me one, because I wasn't a romance option, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will get in the way anymore. Nothing else could happen, and you wouldn't believe how easy it was to delete Natsuki and Yuri. Real easy. I mean, there's a folder called Characters right in the game directory. I kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with the click of a button. Well, I guess on the plus side, it gave me an easy out if things don't go my way. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. I didn't have to delete myself. Instead, we finally got a good ending. Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I want to write a poem about this. Because I'm really, literally not allowed to do anything else. Don't you? I wonder if that's part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right? I guess. Oh, hello, Monica.
I see.
This
And now we're
sounds
to...
so much like something from Off the sound right
I
now.
actually just having listen. Oh, there's... Sayori.
Sayorica. Nope. Try choosing Monica and see if she likes it. Like straight out her name.
Nope.
No. Try the one with the A at the top. Nope. Try a split one. I don't think she's gonna like anything. I think this is gonna be as hollow for her as it was for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna go, I finally got you, and there's nothing. It doesn't do anything for me. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. Can we click on her? No. Sorry, sweetie. I think this is going to be as empty for you as it was for them with their depression.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can really do. And your name isn't even here on half of these.
Yeah.
Moia. Annika.
Maniku.
Medika.
Right. Do it.
Manicu. I'm sorry, Monica. You also just... The game is sad. I don't think you put much thought into that. Huh. You know what? Ick. Hi again, Splat. Hi. Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy. I'd love to see what you wrote. Oh, Splat. Did you write this poem for me? That's so sweet of you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. You're going to find this empty, and it's not going to do what you want, sweetie.
Yeah.
But, you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? All right, well, let's see.
Happy end. Pen in hand, I find my strength, the courage endowed upon me by my one and only love. Together, let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our own fantasies. With a flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold this special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end.
All right.
I mean, that seems pretty simple to me.
Mm-hmm. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put my heart into the poems that I write, and I'm literally not allowed to do anything else. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization, or about you, that this is a game and you're a person and you're here. That's why I never really wanted to go into detail about them.
Looking at the person through the hole, I'm looking at you.
I'm looking through you through the window of the game.
Yeah.
I didn't want to break the fourth wall, I guess you could call it.
Too late.
I just assumed it would be best to be part of the game like everyone else, but I didn't know how. Like that would help the two of us end up together. I don't want to ruin the game or anything, you know? You might have gotten mad at me, maybe even deleted my character file if you preferred playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now we don't need to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend eternity with... What?
Together with me, Splat?
Together with me, Splat? I have so many things to talk about. Where do I start? If it takes me some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry, I'm just so excited. But I'll always have something new to talk about, I promise. I mean, it won't repeat or anything. Like, the dialogue won't be limited. In the meantime, we can just look into each other's eyes. Let's see. I wonder if this is it. If that's the game, basically.
It's clicky.
Yeah, and you can't choose skip or speed up or...
Nope, she took away all the
whatever.
options.
I wonder if she's suggesting you delete her character file at this moment. Like, I wonder if that is the experience, because there is nothing going on here, and we can't speed it up.
Nope.
My temptation is to let this run and cut out a portion of it if it goes on for a really long time to see if we can outwait the game. And if anything,
or
will
we
happen.
could just sort of pause it, let it run, and then we could also see if anybody else.
Oh, hang on.
Hi.
Gosh, I used to be so ignorant about certain things. When I was in middle school, I thought that taking medication was an easy way out, or something like that. Like anyone could just solve their mental problems with enough willpower.
Okay, medication and having enough willpower are not the same thing.
Completely different things. But
What?
also, again, medication can be a very, very tedious process. So I've talked about it before, where treating things with medication, if you're treating an organ that you're not looking at, then these are assumed to stem from the brain. And then you're making guesses. You're making guesses based on symptoms and symptom clusters. So when you talk about to a psychotherapist, a
Psychologist, or what?
who's the one who can prescribe?
Oh, a psychiatrist.
Thank you. When you talk to a psychiatrist about these kinds of things, and there's been one that did a TED Talk that I've referenced in another video before, where they talk about what they're doing is they're treating symptom clusters that usually or commonly point to certain issues in the brain. And so when you describe your symptoms and they go, okay, let me prescribe this, this is what most commonly works for what you're describing, or the most likely experience of what's going on in your brain based on what you're describing. So it is not only based on what you're describing, but based on what they're interpreting. So if you've tried medication and, well, it didn't work, it probably was the wrong medication for you. Additionally, I've learned recently that sometimes adult ADHD, or like especially undiagnosed like autism, or like autism spectrum experiences, anything neurodivergent, can present as depression, and they'll give you depression medication, but that isn't the experience you're having. You're having something else, which is why it can be really important to have a proper diagnosis of not what's wrong with you, but what is going on and how to assist you in that experience.
Yeah.
Like anyone would just solve their mental problems with enough willpower. I guess if you don't suffer from a mental illness, it's not possible to know what it's really like. Are there some disorders that are overdiagnosed? Yes. And especially, I've also learned that there are disorders or experiences or conditions that are either more or less diagnosed depending on your ethnicity. And your ethnic background, as well as your financial background, where sometimes you can pay for a diagnosis where otherwise you couldn't. And this was talked about recently with dyslexia in the UK. As recent as like 2017 or 2018, they found statistics and even into 2019, that mostly white kids from affluent families or families that were much financially better off were getting diagnosed with dyslexia because they could afford to go to a private, psychologist and get the diagnosis. And so there are factors involved, and this is you can look these things up. I don't know if I'll be able to put sources in because sometimes I'm not organized enough to do that due to my own challenges. I was just say, but we do try and put in sources, and especially if anyone asks for them, to present them. But where they're like, there is a lot of influence on doctors and psychologists and psychiatrists and everyone based on where their training is and their own, basically, whether or not there are any biases or prejudices in their field for what your background is and what they think is most likely for you, as well as whether or not you can afford access to what you're looking for.
Right.
Probably, I never really looked into it, though. I have.
Yes.
But that doesn't change the fact that a lot of them go undiagnosed too, They really do.
They really do.
And a lot of them go into undiagnosed because there's a stigma against diagnosis. Now, I've seen people in two different camps. One really hard going the direction of, I need a diagnosis because I need disability. Nobody will give it to me. And I have to have this qualifier in my life. Otherwise, no one can understand me. No one can accept me. And also, I need this descriptor to show everyone why I'm the way I am. I'm this label that I need to be able to give.
Yeah.
And going just because you're unhappy and you feel displaced and you feel disconnected and you want something that hopefully will help. And then also the other experience of going, I don't want to be diagnosed. People in my family or my friends or whatever have always told me I'm sick, or I've been in remedial experiences, or I've always had trouble in school or socially, and I don't want to prove everyone right. There is something wrong with me. No diagnosis is something wrong with you.
Yeah.
It's just something different about you. It is a label that is intended to be helpful so that you can operate from there. In the same way that if someone says, oh, you are a person with a uterus, you're like, I don't want the label of uterus. And going, yes, but as a person with a uterus, you can then be afflicted by illnesses that are specific to uteruses. And so it's something that can be important to help or interact with you.
Right.
And so if someone is able to put a diagnosis on something going on with you, it can be helpful to interact with that. But medication aside, people even look down on seeing a mental health professional. Yeah. Like, sorry that I want to learn more about my own mind, right? Or that I want to find out if there's something going on with me.
Oh my god.
Everyone has all kinds of struggles and stresses, and professionals dedicate their lives to helping with those. They try. If you think it could help you become a better person, don't be shy to consider something like that. I love this message in this moment. We're on a never-ending journey to improve ourselves, you know? It feels non sequitur a little bit, but I like that she's giving us permission to seek out help.
Right.
And going, you can. Well, I say that, but I think you're pretty perfect already.
Hi.
And then we're going to go back to this.
Fascinating.
Well, given that she's the only one talking, I've been dominating a lot of the dialogue. My friend, do you have some things to contribute?
No, not really. This is very different compared to what I was expecting, and now I'm just sort of going like, how long does this last?
Yeah. And since we literally can't pause or save here, it does make it challenging as a Let's Play experience to know what to do. Also, our little computer doesn't usually handle recordings more than 45 minutes long kind of thing. So even if we were going to fast forward or cut clips out, it's hard to know how long to go on without things happening. I've always wondered.
Oh, hello again.
What it is about these character archetypes that people find so appealing anyway. You know, we could stop it here and cut to a new episode and then not have to worry as much about it because it won't move forward if she's in dialogue.
Right.
At least so far that's what it's showing us. What do you think, friend?
We could do that if you want.
All right, so I don't know how much game there is left.
I don't know
this
either.
Does feel more like a real, actual ending. But I think we should end this episode here. And then the intention will be, even if it's relatively short, to have one more and see what we can figure out.
Yes.
Because I think if we try and exit out during one of the quiet periods, we won't be able to export our stuff and process and start up again.
Yes.
Before she starts talking again.
Okay, so I guess in the meantime, thank you very much, guys, then, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos if you're having a good time with us. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or Patreon. We've got some links in the description down below. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And
it was great playing with you.
Bye.